Charlene, what's the matter?
Something happened?
I found this in my house yesterday, after you left. Now, I didn't buy it, and neither did John.
Charlene.
But I know who did.
Are you alive, Kathleen? What is that supposed to mean?
What do my cards say today, Mary Frances?
All good things. Everything's aligned.
You better read them again. Something tells me this could be the worst day of my entire life.
Oh, honey, would you stop saying that?
Frankie, I've decided to put Marley on the stand.
You have.
She refuses to believe how bad this situation really is. I have to do this, or I wouldn't be doing my job properly. I wouldn't be representing her. I'm really going to need your help today.
Oh.
I desperately need your moral support. Yours will probably be the only friendly face in the courtroom after I'm finished with Marley.
I can't do it, Cass.
What?
I'm sorry, but I can't be in the courtroom today.
Hey, what are you doing? You're up. Yeah, of course I'm up. You're paying bills?
Well, they have to be paid sometime.
Well, Marley, you could have just left some signed checks. I would have done it for you while you were at the trial.
Vicky, you don't know how to pay bills.
Well, of course I do. Well, maybe not, but besides, I'm gonna need something to occupy me while you're at the trial. We need to talk. Wait, did something happen?
Well, Cass called early this morning, and he wants me to testify.
What'd you say?
I said I would, as long as I didn't have to talk about the rape.
Is that all right with you? Marley, you don't have to do this. I mean, if you're afraid to tell Cass, I'll tell him. I'll make him listen to me if I have to. It's not that. You're not telling me something.
That's right. And I've kept it from you long enough.
Well, come on, Marley, just say it. Does this have something to do with the night Jake was shot?
No.
Is Cass making you say something you don't want to say?
No.
All right, that's it. I am crashing your party in the courtroom today.
Vicky, no.
Yes, Marley, I've been a good soldier long enough. Now you need me in the courtroom, and I'm going to be in the courtroom.
This has nothing to do with the trial.
It doesn't?
No.
What?
Vicky, I'm in love with Jamie. I think I have been since Nice, really, but I couldn't admit it to myself or to him. And I really couldn't admit it to you.
Until now.
Yeah. I need him. I'm sorry, but I need him. I'm really sorry.
What on earth are you so sorry for? Would you come here? Would you come here and give me a hug? Do you really think this comes as a big surprise to me?
No, I didn't think it would be a surprise, but I just knew how much you love him, or loved him, and I never meant to hurt you, Marley.
The two of you have been making goo-goo eyes at each other for months. I know how you felt.
I think I'm much too sophisticated to make goo-goo eyes.
I know, and it's okay.
But the other day when Morgan put you on the witness stand...
Oh, please, I didn't mean any of that.
Of course you did.
It's ancient history.
Vicky, I took Jake away from you.
No, you did. Well, not really.
I did. I fell in love with him, and I knew how much you cared for him. But that was my self-destructive streak. Believe me, Jake and I were bad news for each other from the day we met. And now I'm with Jamie. And you are much better for him than I would ever be. Besides, one thing has nothing to do with the other. Marley, I mean that. Will you stop? I don't want Jamie anymore. I don't love him. And you don't mind that I do? No. I just want you to be happy. I was so afraid to tell you. You've done so much for me, and all I've done is take and take. Don't worry about it. You really don't mind this, do you? You know, if there's one thing that I have learned in the past few months is that it is much easier to let go than to obsess. Besides, feelings change. Does this have anything to do with Ryan? Maybe. Vicky. No, I don't want to tell you this because of what you're going through. You know, don't be ridiculous. I'm crazy about him. I know. What do you mean? How do you know? Oh, come on, Vicky. You've been in love with him since day one. No, not since day one. All right, maybe since day one. But a girl has to be sure, right? Well, are you sure now? I'm, 96% sure. Are you sure? I'm sure. What are you thinking? Oh, we finally found each other and someone to love. And you still have this stupid trial hanging over your head. Yes. Oh, man, I wish I could be with you in the courtroom today. I wish you could, too. But I don't want you getting in any more trouble by forcing or sneaking. Okay, I won't. Actually, I think I'm going to go see Ryan. Between me being banned from the courtroom and his suspension, we have a lot of time together. Thank him for me. For everything. I will. Are you gonna be okay? I'm gonna be fine. I love you. And we're gonna get through this.
What are you talking about, Frankie?
I'm sorry, honey, but no can do.
What are you up to?
What makes you think I'm up to something?
I'm taking the biggest risk of my entire career in that courtroom today.
I know that.
Marley made me promise that she wouldn't have to talk about the rape.
Cass, I know that you think this is your only choice, and I know you have given it a lot of thought.
Yes, I have. But Marley still may hate me for the rest of my life.
If you get her acquitted, she won't hate you.
If being the operative word.
When you get her acquitted, okay?
Hey, what you were doing today, is it really that important? I would feel so much better if I knew you were there with me when the going gets rough.
I have to finish reviewing the tapes from the hospital, Cass. I think I may be onto something.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Because I'm not sure what I've got, but I just can't let it go.
Did you see the woman that's been visiting Jake?
I'm working on it.
You're close to something, huh?
I may be.
Well, then you're right. You have to deal with those tapes. If I don't get anywhere with Marley's testimony today, that woman will be the last hope that I have of getting her acquitted.
America loves The View. It's bold.
Talk to me, Taylor.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
This nightgown did not just find itself into my home on its own now, did it? There can only be one explanation for this. I must have bought it myself, and I forgot.
Oh, Charlene.
It's possible, Taylor.
Well, it's not exactly your taste, is it?
What's happening to me?
I'm not sure. Did John see this?
Yes,
What did he say?
he liked it. You believe that?
He liked it.
Yes, it's just been so great. He thought I bought it for myself for when after the baby is born.
Well, that makes sense.
He saw that I was upset, and he thought it was because I thought that he wouldn't like that because it would remind him too much of Charlie.
Well, it doesn't leave a lot to the imagination.
So sweet. He was so funny. And I felt so bad.
Did you tell him that you don't remember buying this nightgown?
No. Because you told me that you thought I shouldn't worry him.
Yes, I know.
So what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking that it's pretty clear that some old and familiar patterns are beginning to emerge again.
But I have come so far.
Yes, yes, you have. There must be some unresolved issues. And I think it's time that we tell John.
That we tell John what?
That we need to consider some new therapy options, and he should be part of those decisions.
What options are you suggesting, Taylor?
Charlene, I know this is really hard for you, but I think it's time for you to face the facts. Charlie may be back.
No! No!
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, I'm just fine. How are you?
Well, I'd like to see a little more than your left eyebrow. That would be okay.
Well, I really don't think that I should let you in right
Really?
now.
Why is that?
Well, because I'm not going to be held responsible for my actions.
Oh, not sure you can control yourself, huh, officer?
Mm-mm. See, now I'm a civilian, remember?
Oh, right. No, I'm not going anywhere. I want to see your civvies.
Mm, okay.
What is this? No smoking jacket and pipe?
I think you have me confused with my father.
So, here we are, just the two of us, both banned from the places we most want to be.
Yeah, you know what they say about idle hands?
No, I'm not sure. What do they say?
I'm not sure either. How's Miley doing this morning?
She's okay, considering.
You really want to be with her, don't you?
What am I gonna do if she goes to jail?
Told me.
Kiss you.
Excuse me, please.
I'll be so glad when this is over.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry, it'll be over soon.
Last night when we were making love, I almost forgot about all of this.
Well, to tell you the truth, so did I. Donna, Marley's gonna be all right. I promise you that. Hey.
Hi.
I'm so glad you could come today.
I don't have to be at the hospital for another couple of hours.
Well, thank you. I know this is going to mean a lot to Marley, too.
Morning, everyone.
Hi.
Morning.
Where's Marley?
She'll be right along. Don't worry.
How's she holding up this morning?
I spoke to her on the telephone. She seemed very calm. Cass, I promise you will not let this woman upset her today, please.
I'll do my best, Donna.
Cass, do whatever you have to do. Don't let my daughter go to jail.
Michael, everything is gonna be all right.
What?
What'd I do?
You have something to say? Say it.
All right, I was up all last night thinking about this.
Thinking about what?
I don't think it's Marley's best interest to put her on the stand.
Well, I think it is.
Gosh, she's very emotional right now. She could break.
Yeah, maybe she could.
Cass,
What?
what is it? What's going on?
I have no choices left, Stacy. The evidence evidence keeps mounting up against her. You know it. I know it. Morgan Graves knows it. I have to do something to change that.
Well, have you tried talking to Marley about this? Cass.
I may have to do something unpleasant today, Stace, so brace yourself.
Oh, Cass.
Why are you looking at me like this? This is not a foreign concept to you. You did the same thing in Mikey's custody trial.
Right, and you practically disowned me.
I know what I'm doing.
We are not talking about introducing new evidence or a surprise witness. Cass, are you planning on grilling your own client on the stand? Cass, what are you going to do to her?
J.R. Ewing, Slick Tycoon.
To upset you, Charlene.
Oh, what did you mean to do?
I was just trying to help.
I know you were. I know you were. Why do you think I came to you before anyone else? You are the reason I'm well again.
Charlene, I think that if you can face the idea, not the reality, but the idea that Charlie may be back, that it's going to be easier for you.
Easier?
Yes. If you can face your demons head on and not run away from them.
But Charlie is not back.
Then how do you account for what's happening? How do you account for this? You said yourself there is only one explanation.
No, I know I said that. I know. But I'm beginning to think I was wrong.
Wrong?
Look, Taylor, you helped me integrate Charlie into who I am now. That's why I got better, because I allowed Charlie to become an active part of who I am. So I didn't have to, she did not have to split off anymore. Don't you see?
Yes.
Okay, and another thing, here's another thing. When I was really sick, when Charlie came and went as she pleased, when those times came along where she took over, those were blackout periods for me. I had no recollection of the time that passed in between. You remember that, don't you? Yes, you do remember that. And this is different, Taylor. There is no blackout time, none at all.
Charlene, there was a time at the beginning when you were not aware of any losses of time. Now this could be something like that. Look, how do you explain this negligee? Your questions, they are all valid, but I think you need to relax, you need to step back, you need to look at the facts.
Are you saying that all the progress that I've made with your help and on my own, all the work, all the time, all the energy, are you saying that all of that's wasted? I don't believe that.
We need to start intensive therapy again.
There has to be an explanation for this.
Yes, there is, and for therapy we're going to find it.
No. I am not losing it, Taylor. I am, do you hear me? I'm one person, one.
Charlene, where are you going?
Taylor, I'm gonna go find out what's happening to me. This has nothing to do with me. I just know it in my heart. I know it.
It's a plot.
No,
it's a plot. I know.
Just ignore it. Kiss me.
Ryan! It's Frankie Frame! I know you're in there, so open up!
Why is she yelling?
I have no idea. I gotta go check. Look, I've already been suspended, and I would appreciate it if you keep the voice down so that I'm not evicted, too.
Look, we have got to talk. I heard about your suspension, and I'm sorry, but it's probably better that I have you alone to myself for a few days. Now, may I come in?
Alone to yourself?
Vicky?
Yes.
What are you doing here?
What do you mean? You've got to calm down. It looks like your eyes are about to pop out of your head.
Ryan, this is important business.
Well, he's been suspended, so we can't do any business.
What's this all about, Frankie?
Is it about my sister's case?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's private, and I was hoping to get some advice from Ryan. It's important.
All right. Just here, can you give us a minute?
Sure.
I'm sorry. It's all right. It's okay. I should go home anyway because Marley might call. I want to be there.
Does she want to go through this alone?
Yeah, thanks.
I'll talk to you later.
Good luck.
Thank you. You're lying, aren't you? This does have something to do with Marley's case.
Not directly.
How about indirectly, then?
Maybe. I don't know. Ryan, I'm desperate.
Okay, then talk to me.
Do you still have your PD nationwide access code?
Yeah, sure.
Good.
No, whoa, wait a second, Frankie.
Ryan, you have got to do this for me.
Why?
Because you kidnapped me on my wedding day.
Am I gonna have to pay you back for that for the rest of my life?
Ryan, if you do this one thing for me, we'll call it even, okay?
What exactly do I have to do?
I need an autopsy report from out of state on a person who never died.
Things never change, do they, Cass?
So, after you and Jake divorced, you moved to California.
That's right.
And Jake stayed here in Bay City?
Yes.
Do you know why?
Objection. The witness cannot testify to the motivation of the victim.
Sustained. Let's move on. What made you come back to Bay City?
A lot of things. My family is here.
And at that time, you considered a reconciliation with your ex-husband?
Yes.
Why?
Jake and I had a lot of unfinished business.
You still cared about him?
Yes.
Did you love him?
He was very important to me. And I thought that even though we were divorced, I owed it to both of us to find out if there was anything left to save.
And was there?
No.
You knew that right away?
No. Jake was very affectionate, and he wanted to start over. And so did I.
So you became engaged again?
Yes.
But
I began to wonder whether it was ever going to work out with us. And I suspected that he was having an affair with Paulina Corey.
why did you suspect that he was having an affair?
A lot of things happened. And then I found out that he had arranged to get me out of town so he could be with her. And that was it for me.
So on the night of October 25th, you went to see Jake McKinnon.
Yes,
Why?
to tell him it was over. He had given me a ring, and I wanted to give it back to him.
And what time did you arrive at the loft?
About 8,
Was he alone?
yes.
All right, Marley. I want you to please tell the jury now exactly what happened at Jake McKinnon's after you arrived.
Soon after I got there, Paulina Corey called, and I handed the phone to Jake, but he hung up on her.
Then what did you do?
I told him I knew about Paulina.
How did he react to that?
He said that Paulina didn't mean anything to him, and that he wanted to elope that night. He had even purchased tickets.
Did this persuade you?
No. I told him that I wasn't going to marry him that night, or ever.
Did Jake accept that?
No. He tried to persuade me, but I said I wouldn't change my mind.
What happened next?
I went to give him the ring back, but he wouldn't take it, so I put it in his pocket.
You didn't throw it.
No. No, never.
Then what happened?
I went to leave. That's what you mean.
No. That's not what I mean at all. How did Jake react when you told him that it was over?
I told you he was upset.
Upset? He was upset? You tell your fiancé that the wedding is off, the marriage is over, and the only word you can find to describe his feelings is upset? Come on, Marley. Remember, you're under oath. I think it's time you told this jury the whole truth, don't you? The whole truth?
I have told the truth.
What did Jake do when he found out that it was over, Marley? What did he do to you?
For a truly
Corpse for a seance or a sacrifice or something?
Do I look like I'm joking, Ryan?
No. I just don't know too much about autopsies for bodies or people that aren't dead yet.
Let me explain.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I may have just uncovered some information on a woman who was supposed to have died in a plane crash in Alaska several years ago.
Frankie, I cannot conduct police business while I'm still on suspension.
Who is going to know?
They will. I guarantee it.
Ryan, I need your help.
I can tell that, but there's nothing that
I have no one else to turn to. Ryan, do you hear me?
Frankie, what's going on? Frankie, who is this woman? Who is she to you?
Did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you.
What did Jake do to you that
Your
night,
Honor.
Marley?
Your Honor, permission to approach the bench.
Good idea.
He's harassing her. You stop it.
I don't think we can allow this to continue, Your Honor.
This testimony has to get into the record, Your Honor.
He is badgering his own witness. He's trying to will her into a testimony that she obviously doesn't want to give.
Or is it testimony you don't want to hear?
You know, if you're suborning perjury, you're going
I
to
know
believe
the
this.
point you're trying to make, counsel. And believe me when I tell you this, it better be relevant.
Stacy, what the hell is going on?
I don't know. But I'm sure that Cass is acting with Marley's best interests in mind.
Best interests. Look at her. You don't know what this is costing her.
Michael?
Donna, I can't stop him. I don't know what he's doing.
But I don't understand. There's already been testimony that Jake tried to rape her.
Why is he making her bring this up again? He seems to want her to talk about something she's not willing to talk about.
Has she told Carson? She hasn't told us.
That's possible.
Jamie, come on. You've got to calm down. You realize that this room is filled with reporters that are just waiting for you to do something. You can't afford to let that happen.
She can't take it. She's not ready for this.
My client is having a very difficult time relating all of the events that occurred that night, Your Honor.
So you want to scare her out of it? What's going on with her?
I'm just trying to help her help herself, that's
Well,
all.
Leading questions may only be asked during cross-examination and when a witness is deemed hostile, and you know that, Cass.
She's right.
I'm not suggesting any answers to my witness. All I'm trying to do is have her recount each and every event that occurred that night, regardless of what she may have already
Your
said
Honor,
in her statement.
This is grandstanding.
What
Again.
this is vital to this case, Your Honor. Please.
I'll allow it.
Thank you.
But get to your point.
Yes, sir.
And stop antagonizing your client. It's obviously not getting you anywhere.
Mrs. McKinnon, was Jake more than upset with you when you broke off the engagement that night?
Yes.
What other word would you use to describe his emotions?
He was angry,
How angry?
very.
What did he say?
He said that I was leading him on and making a fool out of him.
What did you say to that?
I told him that what was happening between us and the reasons why I was leaving him were his doing.
Did the subject of Jamie Frame ever come up?
Only once.
What was said?
Jake said that I was listening to lies about him from Jamie and my sister.
And how did you reply to that?
I said the same thing I did before. I told him that the reason I was leaving him was because things he had done, nobody else.
Did Jake accept that?
I thought he had.
And so you turned to leave?
Yes.
And then what happened? What did he do to you, Marley? Come on, Marley, you're under oath. Tell this jury the whole story. Once and for all, stop protecting him.
Excuse me. Yes, may I help you? Well, I hope so. A friend of mine bought this nightgown for me, and
Wrong size.
oh, right, right. Well, see, I was hoping that maybe you might be able to tell me who bought it.
I'm sorry, I didn't make the sale. I think I would have remembered.
Well, do you know who did make the sale?
Yesterday, you say.
Well, I'm not sure exactly.
Do you want to change it for a maternity item, ma'am?
No, it's kind of a long story. You see, I think it was this particular friend of mine. And if it was, she really cannot afford anything as extravagant as this nightgown. So what I would like to do is return it for credit against her account.
It was charged. I can tell by this code number here.
So her account could be credited.
Yes, I'll call it up on the computer.
Right.
It's a brand new account.
Oh, it is?
Yes. Your friend has no other items outstanding. Are you sure she can't afford to pay for this gift she picked?
Well, just to be sure, maybe you could tell me the name on the account.
It's Charlie Watts. That is your friend's name, isn't it?
Hello? Is this Royal Rentals? Yes, you can, as a matter of fact. I'm looking at the ad in the newspaper about your moderately priced apartments. Yeah, do you still have any vacancies? Great, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to come down and see one. May I make an appointment with you? Okay. The last name is Watts. That's right. Charlie Watts.
Did Jake McKinnon use force against you?
Objection. Leading the witness.
Overruled. Answer the question now, Mrs. McKinnon.
What kind of force?
I went to leave, and he got around me.
He prevented you from leaving.
Yes.
So Jake kept you there, held you there against your will. Did you try to get away?
Of course.
But you couldn't, could you? Marley.
Quiet, or I will clear this courtroom.
Did Jake McKinnon force himself on you sexually?
He wanted to. Yes.
What happened? What did he do to you? Molly!
You're right, Cass! I'll tell you.
Now,
Promise me on your heart of hearts and on your word of honor that what I'm about to tell you is strictly between us. It really is personal, Ryan.
Okay.
You swear?
Frankie.
Okay, I'll probably feel better if I just say it.
Probably.
In fact, talking about it may be exactly what I need.
Probably.
You know, and if I talk about it, maybe I'll see that I was wrong, that I was imagining things, and then it will be over.
Right.
Wrong.
Wrong.
I know that I am right about this. I am not hallucinating. I am not an hysterical type personality.
Frankie, for the love of Pete.
Okay! Cass's first wife, Kathleen McKinnon, who was supposed to have died in a plane crash several years ago. I believe that she is still alive and that she's been visiting Jake in the hospital for weeks.
Where have you been, Kathleen?
Would you like a glass of water? Are you ready to tell the court what happened?
I told Jake it was over. I told him I knew about Paulina. I told him I knew that he had lied to me to get me out of town to be with her. I told him I knew everything. So I gave him back the engagement ring. I had never seen him like this before. We had had a lot of problems in our marriage. And when we were trying to get back together. But I never saw him look at me the way he looked at me that night. Oh, I was angry too. He hurt me and lied to me. But I thought I was okay, so I told him it was over, and then I turned to leave. He stopped me and said that I was talking about all of the things that were wrong in our relationship. And that he was going to show me everything that had been so right. So he pulled me close to him, and he kissed me. I asked him to stop, but he didn't. So I pushed him away and went to leave again. But he blocked the door. I knew I couldn't fight him, so I just begged him to let go of me. But it just made him more angry with me. He grabbed me tighter. So I screamed for help. I screamed, but he put his hand over my mouth. And then it was like he didn't see me anymore. Or hear me, or even feel me. And then he raped me.
This winter, Falcon Beach heats up SoapNet. You won't want to miss all the drama that happens in this steamy resort town. Falcon Beach. It all starts with a 2-hour premiere. Saturday at 11 a.m. on SoapNet.